Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Barakadash. Double honors unto the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this video, I wanted to do this video to put a difference between Asshur and Aram, even though they are associated unto one another. Just like how you have back in the time of the book of Matthew, when the people were referred to as the Ishmaelites, they were referred to as Jews. But Jews is just one tribe. But it was actually a collection of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that were called Jews. As you can see it here, for example. It started even way back here, Nehemiah chapter 11, verse 36. And the Levites were divisions in Judah and in Benjamin. So the Levites were divided among them, right? And then later on, in the time of the Jews, of course, in the time of Matthew, the time of Yahushua, they was associated with one another, all three of them, but they were just called Jews. But they are different tribes, as you know. But yeah, so you had the word Asshur. Now where is it also mentioned? It's the same word. This one, how you spell it like this, it's actually here. Asshur, right? And you can find it out here. Now this is the one of Gen 10. And then you have the other one in Psalms. I just looked it up. Wait, let me look it up again, just to be sure. So that because I was looking up other things at the same time, so yeah. Just to be sure, so that I don't make a mistake. We're just looking here. 804, Hebrew 804. And here in Genesis 22, if I'm correct. Yeah, here. The children of Shem, Elam, and Asshur. Now it's spelled different, because that's what the caucus does. Anyway, just like Idumea and Edom, why would you put the Greek version of an English word? Why would you put the translation of a Hebrew word, but then put the translation from the Greek into the English instead of from the Hebrew into the English? Because he wants to put you on a different path as to who the Idumeans are. They're never mentioned again in the scriptures. That word is never mentioned again. It only happens 4 times. It only happens 4 times. It only occurs 4 times in the scriptures. Idumea, but that's Edom, to direct you from the judgment that's going to come upon the Edomites. And sometimes he does it because he wants to differentiate a name or something or a word. So sometimes he does it to make you know that it's talking about 2 different people. And sometimes he doesn't. For example, if you go to this word over here, First Chronicles 2, if I'm correct. Here, these are Manassites. It's actually Manasseh, but not the Manassites of the tribe of Manasseh, not that one. But yeah, it does say that half of the Manassites, but it's not of their tribe. It's from a man. Here, the house of Joab, and half of the Manassanites. But if you go to the Hebrew, it goes into Manasseh. But these are the sons of Judah. So it's not of the tribe of Manasseh, but they were called that. So Caleb the son of Hor, which is Judah again, the firstborn of Ephrath, which is his wife, which is Caleb his wife, and Salma the father of Bethlehem, and there's another man called also the father of Bethlehem. So here, I think it's in 4, First Chronicles chapter 4. Here, yeah, I was right. it says here Hur, which is the son of Caleb. He was called the father of Bethlehem. And you had Salma, also the father of Bethlehem, Harab, the father of Beth Gadar, the father of Gador, father of Husha, the firstborn after. Yeah. Anyway, so that's another story, right? So sometimes it's confusing, but Lord willing, He will guide us through. And this is not for salvation's sake. This is just for edification's sake, so that you know what you're reading. Comprehending reading, because the genealogy thing is endless. But you have to understand. Sometimes I need to go up in it, because you have people saying stuff like Caleb was an Edomite and stuff like that, related to Esau. Caleb, see, ancestral relation to the Edomites through Esau's son. See, who had a son named Kenas, which is nonsense. Yeah, this is the truth, but it's not the full father of Caleb. That's nonsense. Here, Caleb, likely comprised of a mixed population of Edomites and Judean elements. That is not true. But they use these genealogies in order to push their bull feces, their lies. Caleb's dad wasn't an Israelite. See, these type of things didn't feature in Yahushai's lineage. Yeah, whatever, kid. Whatever. Let me see. He was a Judite. Numbers chapter 13 shows you that. And Numbers 3 also, I can correct 13. Yeah, here, Judah. Of the tribe of Judah. Yeah, they're lying. The name, let me leave that. I did a video about that. Sometimes you have Ishmaelites named Canaan, Some of them named Canaan. Some of them named Aram. You have Ishmaelites named Aram. So when you read it, then he would be the father of the Aramites. But those are not like Aram from Genesis 10. Those are just his household. And you can read about that in the book of Numbers chapter 3, where you will have Gershon is one of the sons of Levi. And then later on, they're known as the family of the Gershonites. Libni, one of the sons of Gershon, will then be known later as the Libnites. But they are Levites. See, the Gershonites, Libnites, and Shemites are Levites. So yeah. Right, I hope I did that. Okay, now going back over here. Wait, let me see. Okay, now this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom. Wait, let me not jump the gun. Yeah, this video is about Asshur and Aram, but it also is mentioned here, which I'll read after this. Let me explain first what I'm doing. And also Midian and Ishmael. So Asshur and Aram, Midian, and Ishmael, the Ishmaelites, right? There's a difference because there's two different nations, but they are associated with one another. Just like how you had the Jews back in the days of Yahushua, in the New Testament, Matthew and stuff like that. They was calling them all Jews, but they were not all Jews, because even Paul. Even Paul said he's a Jew. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city. And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto this people. So here he says he's a Jew. But here he says, Romans 11:1. I say then, had the Heavenly Father cast away his people? Yahweh forbid, the Lord forbid, God forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul says here that he's a Benjamite, but there he says he's a Jew. Why? Because he's talking to the other people, and then he said, can I speak to my people? You know, because they wouldn't know Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. They don't know. And they're not interested either. You know, just like if I say I am from, South America and stuff like that, and they see another one from Jamaica, and they see another one from Guyana, and they see another one from America, and they see us four chilling together, they would just say a bunch of Africans. They're not gonna differentiate you, if I even say that word correct. Anyway, so that's the example of a fact, right? So, going back over here, now it says here, Genesis 10 and 22, the children of Shem, Elam, and Asshur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. So clearly, Aram and Asshur are two different people, right? But if you go to here, Hebrew 8:04, it says here, Ashawar. It says Asshur or Assyria, a step. Right. Assyria, Asshur. Okay. So then you go to where's the other one? Aram here. Hebrews 7:5-8. And it says here Aram, Arameans, and it says here Aram, Assyria, the nation. So what have they done? They basically grouped these two together, even though they're two different people. But they most likely look alike. I'll get to that part later because I have a few examples here. And for most part, you have the nations. They stayed within their borders where they were back in the days. Most part, I say. The Chinese and the Japanese did not stay there, for example, but they are in one region most of the time. It is the Ishmaelites, the slave descendants, that don't have a land. We are scattered in the four corners of the earth. The heathen nations are not scattered like that. Right, so, okay, Asshur and Aram, right? Now, this is the book of Genesis 22, verse, 20. And it came to pass after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, Huz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram. Yes, it's in there, but it's actually not this one, from Genesis 10:22. But they are the same people. And Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jit, Lap, and Bethuel, the Syrian. And Bethuel the Syrian begat Rebekah the Syrian. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Teba, and Gaham, and Tahash, and Machai, or Ma'acha, right, Ma'acha, which are these people that were here. Macha and Geshur also are associated unto the Syrians and basically unto Aram and the people of that region over there, as in the people of Damascus and stuff like that, Syrians and Aram. So Asshur and Aram, as you can see here. Asshur is Assyria, right? They are in that region over there. And for example, you have this one. Where did I put that? I think it's here. Right, so you had the green is Shem, the children of Shem. Yellow or orange, actually orange, is the children of Ham, As you can see here, Ham, Shem, and Japheth is red. So this is how they were spread a little bit, but this is a little bit not good because later on maybe, but Tarshish was here, around here, in this area, in the beginning. Now going on. Now it says that right. So here you had the children of Canaan living here, and next to that you had the children of Aram and Asshur and all those type of things. But that whole region basically is called Aram eventually, because he became more predominant, you could say, as to call that nation. Just like how you have Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh is born first, Ephraim later, but Ephraim basically became greater. But I have a point with that. The point with that is that they were switched up, right? So this region is called Aram, also Syria, but they mingled themselves also with the people of Ishmael, the Ishmaelites. That's why they kind of look like that right about now. When you look at them, they look like, but they don't look like Arabs to me, but they kind of do. Arabs have a different type of face, but sometimes if I look at this, I'm thinking some sort of Arab or something like that. That's what I think. But this one, I wouldn't necessarily think that. I would look at it and be like, oh no, you don't look like an Arab. You look like a mixed up with East India and stuff like that. This one too, like a pale East Indian. But these females are from Assyria. Right here. Looking Arab again. Pale as hell. But anyway, you have other ones that are kind of dark skinish, like here, back in the days. But then again, this is black and white, so. But you can kind of you do see the difference. You have this one. This is, of course, this one would be pale, but these ones are not. Even look at their hands, a little bit dark, even brownish, you could say. I'm trying to look at one with two different skin color people on the same picture. Nah, there's a shadow in his face. Anyway, I hope you get the picture of what I mean. Now, these are people from Armenia, which also look Arab to me, but not 100%. This one looked almost East Indian, but I know it's Photoshopped, but they do have people that look like that. Yeah, but I know it's Photoshopped, like they would do big eyes and stuff like that. East Indian females have that. Look, another Arab look-alike. But I know it's not an Arab, I can kind of see that. So yeah, let me see something. Here, you have this one looking like Israeli female, like Amalekite. They look like, she looks like it. She looks like this female. What was her name again? What's the name again? Seinfeld. Cast. This one. What's her name? I don't know her name. Curly hair. Yeah, look. See? This one. Like the face. She looks like that with the chin. So some of them look like these people. Those so-called Assyrians that Armenians actually. The Armenians. So some of them look like they're Amalek. Because this is an Amalekite. Here, again. That face. When she was younger, you could see it more defined. Anyway. Right, enough of this. Even they could get a so-called color. A hue. Anyway. Right, enough of this. Here goes another one. Another Amalekite with the same build. Here. Looks like chin, the face, the head. Right, enough of this. So, you have Asshur, which is another, and you have Aram, but they're associated with one another. Just like how you have Midian, which is one of the sons of Abraham, Midian. And then we also had wars with them. Judges 8:1. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? And they did chide with him sharply. And he said unto them, What have I done now in comparison of you? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abiezer? Yahweh had delivered into your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb, and Zeb. And what was I able to do in comparison of you? Then their anger was abated toward him. When he had said that, basically, he offended them. But anyway, the point is that these are the Midianites, right? That we had war with. So he delivered us from the hand of the Midianites. The Heavenly Father did through Gibeon. Verse 24. And Gibeon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that ye would give me every man the earring of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites. So the Midianites are associated with the Ishmaelites, just like how you have the Ashurites associated with the Aramites. Why? But they're not the same nation. Because here, Genesis chapter 16, verse 15, and Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. So everyone that comes from Ishmael is an Ishmaelite. Sorry. But everyone that comes from everyone that comes from Midian is what? Is a Midianite. But they're still called, all bunched together, Ishmaelites. Because they're kind of the same people. The reason I say kinda is just like how I say Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. It's kind of the same people, only a different tribe. Same thing with, okay, for example, of a fact. Is Jacob a Judite? Or is he an Issacharite? Or is he Naphtali? Which one is he? See? Right. That's what I mean. So sometimes they parch them together, or however you say it. Wait. Right. So going on. Now this is the book of Genesis 25, and you can see here all these people were also coming, all these men and people, thus later on people, nations, came from Abraham, right? And they're associated with their brother Ishmael, their older brother, right? But later on, these people are mentioned again, and I think this one also, as we had something with them, but I kind of forgot because I read it only like one time or two. And of course, this is not the Ashurites, but they kind of have the same name, but it's not the same, as you can clearly see. Ashurim, but it's not talking about the ones in Genesis chapter 10. Right, okay, so now you have the, Ashurites and the Aramites. They're two different people. And these people are Syrians, as you should know by now, because of the backup. Did I already have it here? Yeah. Genesis 25 and 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of who? Bethuel the Syrian. We just read that right here. So, if Bethuel is a Syrian, which is her father, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian, and her brother is also a Syrian, then what is she? Same thing. Same thing for Abraham, the Syrian, he was called by Moses, as you can see here. The book of Deuteronomy is written by Moses, and this is what Moses taught the Ishmaelites. And thou shalt speak and say before Yahweh thy power, a Syrian ready to perish was my father. That's Abraham. In the book of Hebrew 11, you can read about that. He was ready to die. Verse 12, 11, Hebrew 11:11. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive. She's 90 years old. So she received that strength from the Heavenly Father, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because around 60 women can't make children anymore. It's done. Because she judged him faithful who had promised. And who promised her? The Lord, Yahweh. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude. That was Abraham. He was with Sarah, his wife. And as the sand which is by the seashore, innumerable. Right. So, but we have been separated, because here, Genesis 10:25, and unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. So, around this time, people started to actually associate themselves only with themselves and separate themselves from another. So that's why it says that thou shalt not abhor a Syrian. It doesn't say Edomite. So the Syrians were people that were on our west side of the here. So here from Reuben on the west side, because we had wars with them often. And also here, King David also had wars with the Syrians, and King Solomon too, if I'm correct. Yeah. Well, a lot of our people, these three, especially these three, we had war, which is half of the tribe of Manasseh and Gad and Reuben. We had a lot of wars with the Syrians, and they even enslaved these three first. They made war with them. They was going off, so the Lord didn't protect them anymore. So they got put into slavery until this day. So some of our people intermingled with those people over there, and some of the Israelites, they look like that. They look like this. They look like this. Until this day, you have Israelites having them as wives. You know, I didn't type in plus size women. I actually was looking at this here, and then I clicked on this plus size because I was laughing. I was like, "What do you mean plus size? You mean fat? That's what you mean, right? This is not fat. I'll tell you that." Okay, now you lost it. Get that waist back down, like this one. That's not fat. No, that's definitely not fat. I'm telling you. You know, so that's not fat. Okay, now you lost it. Okay. What you gonna do? You good? As a man, you wouldn't say I have a plus size and genital. That's not what you want to say, right? What kind of stupid shit is that? You're gonna say I got a thick one, a fat one, a big one. Yeah, but with them, you so-called have to lower the bar or something like that. Make it more presentable or pleasing for the ear. Anyway, enough of this. Right. So until this day, our people go there, which is a West African man, I think. Go there and then what? Find them, and which is that's their business. But yeah, we did make a lot of children with them. So some of them do look like this, because if he goes to Armenia, do you think that his children will get a dark-skinned man? If they have a son, do you think that the children will have a dark skin and a wife? Because your children are going to be so-called mixed up, and then the sons and of course the daughters will go and actually have them. So you will now have so-called Armenians, Aram, in your family bloodline because you're gonna have daughters, and if you have sons, they're most likely not gonna get a dark-skinned woman. They're gonna get an Assyrian woman, and then your so-called bloodline or and skin tone is gonna be faded away. Not the bloodline, but it's gonna look. They're gonna look like this. Your sons gonna look like this eventually because they're gonna have. Look, when you are in another country and you make children with those people, if you go to China, don't expect your sons to bring home dark-skinned women because they're not really there. They're gonna bring home an actual heathen Chinese female, and then the bloodline is gonna start looking like them, which is the same thing that we done. But anyway, so going on to over here. So the Midianites are associated with the Ishmaelites, and the Ashurites are different from the Aramites, but they are associated with one another. You know, Syria, Assyria, it's the same thing, Assyria and Aram. But Ashur and Assyria are the same. Look, you have it here, for example. Here. No. Yeah, Aram. That whole region is called Aram also. It's kind of crazy, but I hope you will understand because the Lord is going to guide you. He's going to do that. So you had Midian, but then you had Ashur, and then you had the Midianites, which was the ones that Moses fled to here. Exodus 2 and 15. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. And why did he go there? Well, one of the reasons is that they're family, but we are separated from them. But still, he went there and he took a wife there. And then later on, Aaron and Miriam didn't want Moses to get another heathen woman because at that time they felt in their mind like, hey, basically we shouldn't be mingling with these people. But Moses was beloved of the Lord, so he was allowed to have anything he will. And you gonna get yourself hurt when a man of the Lord, when the Heavenly Father throws him a bone, you can say like, hey, see that girl over there? I actually like her, but she's not an Israelite, but I do want her. And then the Most High was like, well, you can, if he feels like it, hey, the Most High does what he wants, right? You can read the book of Numbers, chapter, what was it, 12? Yeah. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses. Why? Because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman, which is Cushites. For example, look, this one looks like the one from Coming to America, but then lighter brown, of course. She just came to my mind as soon as I saw her. That came to my mind when I saw this, with the thing on her neck and their hair. But this is real hair, by the way, it's not fake. Their hair looks like that, and I think I don't know, I think she has real hair too. This one seems real. But yeah, she looks like an East Indian with her hair like that. It's definitely not a bad looking Jake woman, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I would like this hair more. But anyway, that's just my preference, right? Blue, orange, if it's your favorite color, then hey, do a double. I want to do what the Heavenly Father gave you. So yeah, you have these Ethiopians, but enough. So he had an Ethiopian woman, and they didn't like it. Now Moses was a very meek man, meaning gentle, quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on, submissive. So if you bother him, he's gonna say yes, even though he doesn't want to. But he doesn't want to hurt you. imposed. You can force yourself on him. For example, he has gotten something from his late father, right? A very precious thing that he keeps dear near unto himself. But then somebody comes and keeps on bitching him the whole time, like, please can I have it? It's beautiful. Please can I have it? He doesn't want to give you, but you're irritating him. Then he's gonna give it to you. I'm just giving you an example, right? I'm not saying that Moses would give you it, but I'm giving you an example of a person that is easily imposed on. Girls, how they are put into prostitution. A lot of them don't want it. They want to be with the guy, but the guy is a lover boy. The guy is a lover boy. And let me see. Lover boy pimp. Lover boys, Romeo pimps, are human traffickers who usually operate by trying to make young girls or boys fall in love with them. So then they want to please that young boys is fucked up. It's even fucked up, more fucked up than this. This is sodomy. This is not good neither. Don't be a whore, don't be a pimp. Prostitute creator. But anyway, you have these type of things. Then, what's I saying again? Oh yeah, and so then the girl. Hey, let me get this thing. I don't want to read that. That's filthy. But the girl is actually in love with that guy. But that guy manipulates them into sleeping with a bunch of hundreds of men. Dozens. Hundreds even. Eventually, depends on how long she stays with him. It's gonna be in a few hundreds. But yeah, they impose it upon them, and they're gonna do it because they don't want to say no, but they do want to say no anyway. That's one form of meek. Above all the men which were upon the face of the earth, you gotta be really meek to be the most meekest compared to millions of people upon the planet Earth. That's crazy. He was definitely a special man. Doesn't like arguing too much, but don't get it twisted, because he will kill you. He will beat you up if the Lord tells him to do so. Because Moses is the one that killed the giants. That's in Joshua 13, if I'm correct. Here, yeah. Joshua 13:12. All the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which were giants, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, whom remained of the remnant of the giants, for these did Moses smite and cast them out. Yeah. Don't think he's a sissy. He'll bust your skull in, boy. I'll tell you that. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Like, for trouble's sake. He's a peaceful man. But he'll bust your skull in, I'll tell you that. Alright? With a fist, not with a weapon even. Just with his finger, man. He probably, hey man, Anyway, you have to understand that they were much more stronger than us. If he slapped you, I think you'd be dead. He could break your neck. Yeah, but anyway. So he said, let me see. So because of that, verse 6, Numbers 12:6, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. The similarities of the Lord shall he behold. Similitude is similarity. Right? That's the way of being similar. Right. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Right. If Moses want himself an Ethiopian woman, you need to shut up. Really, no, you need to shut up. You need to back off, because you don't know that, man. You don't know, boy. That's a man of the Lord, boy. You better shut the fuck up, boy. You better shut the fuck up. You better sit your ass down somewhere. But you can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. The Lord did not like that. because he was looking at Moses and how they was bitching and complaining about, hey, get rid of this fucking Ethiopian woman, get her out of here, I don't want her here. You're supposed to have an Israelite woman, you're not supposed to have an Ethiopian woman. And looking at Moses, that he is meek, he probably was considering like, oh man, I don't wanna, oh man, it's all this trouble, I don't want this. Probably wanted to do away with her. I don't know. It says he was meek, so I think so. Come on, man, he was meek, and he didn't want no troublesome problems with them because of the woman. And the Lord saw that, like, hey, no, you're not gonna do that. I'll curse you. And that's what happened to Midian. She got cursed. Now, the reason why she got cursed is because she's a woman. She's supposed to shut the fuck up. Aaron didn't get cursed. He got scolded on. He got told on, like, hey, sit your behind down. Shut up. But Miriam, she got cursed. And it would be as if her father had spit in her face. Yeah, man. That's a real damn disrespect back in those days, man. So the Israelite woman has nothing to say concerning what woman one of the men of the Lord have. You need to watch out with that. But also, I'm not advocating for you to go with other heathen women, because the scriptures is full of it. You're not Moses. You're not Moses. The Most High doesn't speak to you in, all of us, mouth to mouth. I'm not hearing that. So I wouldn't go and test my luck. I mean, for example, King David committed adultery and murder. Are you gonna test him? Are you gonna test the Lord to see if the Lord is with you? I wouldn't do that. I would be scared to death. No. But he still had mercy on him. Yeah. He didn't put him to death. Yeah. So, are you gonna try it? Are you gonna go out there and commit adultery and then be like, well, King David did it? I mean, I'm an Ishmaelite too, right? Yeah. You should go coffin shopping, because you're going to need it. Anyway. Right, so he went to Midian and got him there a wife. The first one. And then later on he got the Ethiopian, but that's another story. It's a beautiful, beautiful woman, by the way. Right, but anyway. I like the hair. I don't like her because I think she's a celebrity thing. I don't like these type of people. I just don't. Most of them I don't like. The celebrity people. Because their souls is different. They are attention seekers. I hate that. Psalms 83 and 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. Now the Hagarenes are people that are from... You have the Canaanites and the actually Mizraim and the what was the again? Basically Ishmaelites. Yeah, there was kind of with them, and you can see that here. Hagarenes, Hebrew 1905. Let me see, Hebrew 1905, Hagarenes. It goes in the people of east of Palestine, with whom the tribes of Reuben made war in the time of Saul. So, which people were in Palestine? The Mizraim people. Mizraim was in Palestine. Philistines, actually. It's Philistines. Palestine is Philistines. No, I know that. Because the Philistines are Hamites. I know that. These people are Ishmaelites living in the land. They're Ishmaelites. They came there. But the real Philistines are Mizraim. As you can see here. Mizraim. And then Kasluhim. of whom came the Philistines. So they were more predominant. Just like how you have the difference between Ephraim and Manasseh, then Manasseh was the firstborn, but Ephraim was the more greater one. Well, you're not really going to hear this name in the scriptures. You're going to hear more of them, but they come from him. Right? Okay, so. Right. Right, so sorry about that. Had to go to the toilet, of course. Okay, so Hamathite, yeah, which are from the Canaanites and stuff like that. But Hamath is the region that was actually also given unto us. But that's kind of another story. I did a video about that. Right, so people dwelling east of Palestine. So who are these? Hamites. They're the Hamites. But this is the root word of it here. As you can see here, I clicked on the root word, which is Hagar, which is an Egyptian. And the Egyptians are Mizraim. This is Mizraim. Right. And okay. But these people were also associated with the Ishmaelites. You know, wait, sorry. I want to sneeze out. Didn't come out. Right. So they're also associated with the Ishmaelites. Because they have been, just like how you have Absalom, when he was fleeing from his father during the war between him and his father, he fled to Geshur. He fled to here. Because that's the family of his mother. Right? Absalom, the son of David, that fought against him and that split the kingdom after the Lord cursed David because he committed the adultery and the murder. Then the Lord cursed him and turned his own son against him, through the Spirit of the Lord, of course. I mean, he made them fight one another, just like how King David heard that man by committing adultery and murdering him. Right? So, okay, I think I covered it up. I hope I did, actually. So, just rewind it. The children of Shem, Elam and Asshur and Arphaxad and Lud and Aram. Asshur and Aram are two different nations, but they're the same people, but they're two different individual, people that is associated with one another often. And you had the Midianites, which are different than the Ishmaelites, because this is the first son of Abraham, and Midian is the... Did I click it away? I think I clicked it away. Midian is the... sixth son. He's the sixth son of Abraham. But they're associated with one another. But they're two different nations. But like I said, Jews, that's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But they were just called Jews. And also the tribe of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, that's only one again. But they were associated with one another. Let me see. The kingdom of Judah. Where was it? Where did I put it? I put it somewhere here. The kingdom of Judah. Who is there? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But it's only called one name. That's why the Armenian tribes are only basically called one, along with the Assyrians. But they're two different people. But they're called the same. Just like how we are called the same. The kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel. Basically the kingdom of Israel, but you had Ephraim being the head tribe there. And it's not just Ephraim, it's actually 10 tribes including Dan. And here were 3 tribes. But Levi was not called a tribe. He was just in the midst of Benjamin and Levi and Judah. Sorry, Benjamin and Judah. Right. So going on. Let me see. Here, Midian. Yeah, he fled to here, which is this region over here. You know, Canaan. He fled here. Moses fled here, and took a wife there of the Midianites, as you can see here in the land of Midian. And let me see. Okay, so the Hagarenes are Hamites, but don't be surprised if you will find Ishmaelites in the midst of them there, because they did hang around each other like that. Right. Okay, going on. Gabal, which are Hamites, which is so-called Phoenicians, but these people are from Lebanon. The Hamites were in Lebanon, Hath, you could say, right? And you can see that here, for example. Let me see. Hath. Here. It says Heth, but if you look at this, where did I put it? Sorry, let me see something. Here, Hamath. And this region was given unto King Solomon here, because we beat them. Actually, the Lord gave us that, but King Solomon beat them up, and then he ruled over them, as you can see here, Numbers 35 and 6. And as for you can read the rest of the chapter for yourself if you have the time, because it shows you here that King Solomon, he was reigning from the river Euphrates even until the border of Egypt, the brook of Egypt, that water, that water, which is here, this thing here. That's the brook of Egypt. I didn't know that this was Egypt, by the way, back in the days. Now I know. Egypt is this. See? This is Egypt, and it stops where that water thing is, where I just showed you. Well, they say it stops here, but this is Egypt on their map, officially what they call. But there's a brook here of Egypt. Until there, King Solomon reigned, because it says it right here. He reigned over all the kings from the river Euphrates, even unto the land of the Philistines, which is Palestine, and to the border of Egypt. Yeah, so until there. Numbers 34 and 6. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. Right? Which is it's not a river. It's here. This one. Let me see here. This there. The Mediterranean Sea. Right. So going on. This shall be your west border, right? And this shall be your north border. From the great sea, ye shall appoint out for you Mount Hor. And from Mount Hor, ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath. And the goings forth of the border shall be to Sedah. And that is then therefore here, but above that. But we couldn't take this one over because they were too strong. Gabalites, Gibeonites, but which are Libanites, Lebanon people, you know. And there's a big forest over here and mountains. And here is Mount Hermon, but Mount Hor. No, not that one. Yeah, not that one. Oh yeah, it is that one. Wait, let me see something. Yeah. Let me see something. Wait, let me see here. Solomon. Here. So from Mount Hor, here, down here, until the river, and this is Egypt, the brook of Egypt. That's what it says, right? So going on, Mount Hor, and Hamath. So we had that region, but here, Ezekiel 47 and 13. Thus saith Yahweh the power, this shall be the border whereby ye shall inherit the land according to the 12 tribes of Israel. Joseph shall have 2 portions, which is East Manasseh and West Manasseh, and ye shall inherit it, one as well as another. Concerning the which I lifted up mine hand to give it unto your fathers, and this land shall fall unto you for inheritance. And this shall be the border of the land toward the north side, from the great sea, the way of Hethlon, as men go to Zedad, which is, I just mentioned that it's not the sea, it's the river, but it's actually that river that I just showed you up there. But you also had the Mediterranean Sea. But yeah, it says here Hamath. So let me read it again. From the great sea, the way of Hethlon, as men go to Zedad, Hamath, Berotha, Zibraim, which is between the border of Damascus and the border of Hamath, Hazar Hatikan, which is by the coast of Hauran. No, that's not Haran, because this one is Haran, but Hauran is here. But wait, right, which is here, Hauran. And you had, of course, Bashan, which is the land that Manasseh got. Gilead, sorry, not Gilead, Machir or something like that. Machir, the father of Gilead, the full father of Gilead. He took this region over, and you had the Reubenites. They were fighting against these people over here, which are the Arabian desert. So the Syrians and the Ishmaelites, they was living here and stuff like that. But Damascus is of Aram, and actually we had that until the border of Hamath, which is here, the river Euphrates. So going back to over here, no, here. So, which is by the coast of Hauran, and the border from the sea shall be Hazarena, the border of Damascus, and northward, in the border of Hamath. And this is the north side. And on the east side ye shall measure from Hauran, and from Damascus, and from Gilead, which is, everybody knows that Gilead is here. Where did I put it? Everybody know that Gilead is here. Ramoth Gilead. Right from here, and stuff like that. And also Bashan, which is also there. That's also in the scriptures. Sorry. And of course Damascus, everybody knows where Damascus is at. Here, it's that region. Hamath is up there. So we had that too. And from Gilead, right? And from the land of Israel by Jordan, from the border unto the east sea. And this is the east side, right?